So somebody asked me, how do you handle playing footstep sounds? And, I want the footsteps to play while I'm walking, and when I stop walking, I want the footstep sounds to stop. So I really want to add some extra sounds to the game to make it feel like something is really happening. And that's a great idea. And doing that in code really isn't that hard. So we're going to start out with an empty 2D project. We have a couple of files in there, like a sound. This is our footstep sound that we can play. Let's see if you're going to be able to hear that if I play it. Okay, so that's our footstep sounds. I got it on freesound.org. And here's our little character I got from Glitch the Game. I'm just going to drag him in there. So we're not going to make this look too fancy at all. We're going to just pretty much do something really basic so that I can show you how to play a sound and then stop it when we're using the keyboard. So we have our little guy here, and the sound of footsteps are going to be associated with him. So I'm going to drag our sound over here. And we get a couple of things over here. The important ones are play on wake, which means it's going to start as soon as we instantiate this object. So I'll leave that. And then loop is the other one. So we want this thing to loop because if he's walking for a really, really, really long time, we want to make sure that it loops and goes back to the beginning. And so now if I hit play on the game, we'll hear him walking. Now, he's not walking, obviously. So we need to put in some code to handle that. And I'm just going to make a quick C# script. We can call it guy controller, or how about walk script? That's better. And I will associate it with this guy. And let me double click on it. And I'm going to go through this really quick inside of this update loop because we've done this quite a bit. So I want to say something like if, I'm just going to check for the right arrow. I'm not going to make him move left and right and up and down and jump and all that sort of stuff, because really all I want to do is show you how it works when, if he's walking to the right, we're going to play the footstep sounds, and if he's not walking at all, we're not going to play anything. And that's the idea. So if input.get key of key code dot space, or I'm sorry, right arrow. So if the right arrow is down, then we're going to move right, and we don't have that function yet. So void move right, and like I said, we've done this a million times. And if you're just jumping into this video, you can watch some of the other ones to figure out how we did this. So we'll say vector2 transform position equals transform dot position, and we will say position dot x plus equals speed, and we'll make a public speed variable up here. It's a float. We'll start at 0.1, and then we'll say transform dot position equals position. All right, so now if we run, let's see what happens. Okay, so our right arrow does work. However, when we're not pressing anything, the footstep sounds are still going. And that's a pretty easy fix, actually. The idea that we're going to have is this. So if we're pushing the right arrow, we want the sound to continue. And this else right here in the update loop is going to say that the right arrow is not being pressed. So we can just say get component audio source dot unpause. And that will unpause our audio source if we're moving, and otherwise we're just going to pause it. And that's really it. So if the right arrow is being pressed, we're going to move to the right, and we're going to unpause our sound. And this is only going to unpause it if it's already paused. If it is already in the unpaused state and playing, this really doesn't do anything. Same thing in this else. We're going to pause it if we're not doing anything, and it's okay to do it a million times. I mean, I guess the cleaner way is to put this pause and unpause business in a get key down event, and then in a get key down event you would unpause it, and then on a get key up event you would pause it. But this works good too. So let's just see if it works actually. So notice there are no footstep sounds because he's not moving. So as soon as I hit the right arrow, then the footstep sounds start to go. So that was it. Really just pause and unpause the sound when you need to, and that'll work great.